Hey guys, this is Abdel with the Tech Block, and I wanted to go over a backup solution that I use, that I've used for a long time, because many of you have asked via email what backup solutions I like to use. So it so happens that BackBlaze is also sponsoring us this week, so I figured why not go over how I use BackBlaze and why I use BackBlaze. So the reason why I use BackBlaze, number one, is I love that it's an additional storage facility outside of my home. So I have my own backup solution at my house and at the office. I use like a time machine or an external drive, a local one, and I back up my computer. But I think it's equally important to have a backup that's not where you live, right? And something that's not local, because, what if something happens? What if there's a fire? What if your hard drive fails? You don't have any other way to recover that data. So I like using an offline solution. I recommend using an offline solution because it really prevents there being any chance of you losing everything. And trust me, if you've ever lost anything, you know how badly you would want that stuff back and how much you would be willing to pay to get that stuff back, right? So I use BackBlaze. I find it to be a very, very good solution. I like how easy it is to use. I love that it runs in the background. I love how cheap it is. It's $5 every month. That's it. And it includes unlimited backups of all my hard drives on this computer and anyone's connected to it. So if I have my 500 gigabyte drive connected to it, it'll back that up. If you have a 1 terabyte Thunderbolt drive or whatever connected to your computer, you can back that up. It doesn't cost any extra money, which is really, really cool. So how it's done is very, very easy. What you do is you go to the BackBlaze website, backblaze.com. You enter in your account. So you enter an email and a password, and you click download free trial. So I'm going to do that here. Let me do that. So as soon as you do that, you're prompted with this and you're downloading. And what's great about this is you can see in this entire process so far, I've entered my email, password, I've downloaded the app, and I haven't entered a credit card once. And what's really cool is they don't ask for it. They don't ask for it at all. It's 15 days. You get to try it out. If you like it, you keep going. You buy it for $5 a month. If you don't, you uninstall it. So you install the app. Let me see what that looks like. Let me pull that up. So there you go. You do that. You double click here. It goes through the installer, and then it says, thank you. You've installed BackBlaze. Congratulations. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Very cool. Very easy. Very simple. And once you're done doing that, you're going to see BackBlaze running in your menu bar if you're using a Mac, which I am here. And that's it. It's running in the background. Now, what I love about BackBlaze is some of the options that come with it. So to get to those options, I'm going to go to my system preferences. I'm going to pop that up right here. And let me get rid of this. So I'm in my system preferences here, and you can see there's a BackBlaze option. I'm going to click on that. And there you are. Let me get rid of this. So this is the BackBlaze system preferences. And what's great about this is you can see it's running in the background. It's set up it has an automatic setting. I can pause it manually if I want. I can go to my restore options, but we'll get to that in a minute. Settings. So what's cool is I can go to settings here, and I have a bunch of different options. So you can see here, first I can name this backup, right? So I can change the name of it. My temporary drive, so I can pick which one is my temporary drive. I have my solid state. I can have it warn me when I haven't backed up for a certain amount of days. So if I haven't backed up for 3 days, it's going to tell me, hey, Abdel, you haven't backed up for 3 days. You should consider backing up. And then you can have it sit in the menu bar. I don't, but you can. And then you can select the drive. So you can see I have 2 drives here. I removed my DVD drive and I put a 500 gigabyte drive in here. I'm not electing to have this backed up here, but I can. So if I want to, I can click on it and it's going to include it in the backup. And as I said earlier, any drives that are connected to this computer, can also be backed up. So any of the USB drives, FireWire drives, Thunderbolt drive, whatever you have that is connected to here can be backed up. They don't charge you any more for any additional backup of anything that's connected to this particular computer, which is great. Performance. Here's another cool feature. So it's normally set on automatic, but I can make the adjustments, and you can see right now I'm uploading at 2 megabits per second, right? So usually when you're doing this for the first time, what I recommend doing is you just crank it all the way up and you say, I'm going to bed. It doesn't matter how much bandwidth you use, because I don't need any of that bandwidth. And go ahead. Or you can do it before work, right? You just crank it up all the way and you back it up. And that's what I do, at least in the beginning, until you're fully backed up, which is going to take some time. Or like I said, if you wanted to back up while you're doing things during the workday, you can turn it down, right? Up to you. You can also have it back up only when plugged in. I'm plugged in right now. But you can elect to only do that so it doesn't waste battery, which is nice. Schedule. So you can also schedule. So again, after your initial backup, I recommend the continuous backup, so it's always backing up incrementally your files. Or if you don't want to do that, you can say only do it once per day, and then you can set a time when it schedules, which is really nice. Or option number 3 is you can just manually do it. So you'll have to manually click whenever you want an update. Whenever you want a backup. Another nice option. Exclusions. This is nice too. You can exclude certain folders, right? So you can say, I don't want this folder to be backed up. It doesn't really matter to me. Again, I don't know if you need that, but it's possible. Next tab over, security. So BackBlaze includes its own encryption, but you can have your own private encryption key if you want. And, that's really, some of you would really prefer that. And if you do, you can. So it's really nice that option's there. And then last is reports. So this will essentially tell you how much files it's backing up and from where. So what type of files? Are they documents? Are they photos? Are they music? What it is? And you can see I've got a lot of photos. I've got some movies, a little bit of music, some documents, but again, you can see it's a nice report of where all your stuff is. And that's really all there is to it. I mean, that's all it takes to back up your computer. Now, the other cool thing about BackBlaze is the restore options, right? So let me pull that in here. So once I'm backed up, or once I've started backing up, you can go back to the website, and if you ever need to restore anything, there's a button that says like restore here. I'm already logged in, and you click in, you log in, and then you're presented with your computer, right? It tells you what you have, backed up, right? The name of your computer, as you saw initially. And what's cool here is, again, you can see it tells me that on this particular computer there's a trial, how many files it's going to back up, how much space it's backed up already. I can click here and I can get some options, which is cool. So there's 3 options in restoring your files back. There's a download option, and given that all of our download speeds are usually significantly faster than our upload speeds, it shouldn't be too bad to download. Now, depending on how big your backup is, if it's like, a terabyte, then it might take a while. But if it's like 100 gigs, it might not be all that bad. I mean, it'll take a few hours, easy, but at least you can download much faster than you can upload, right? If you need it much faster than that, or if your files are just way too big, you could do a USB drive. And if your files are even bigger than that, up to 3 terabytes, you can do a USB drive. So they'll charge for these two. But again, if you need big files and you need them delivered fast, they can take care of you, right? And that's really all there is to it. And that's personally why I enjoy BackBlaze, and I love using it, and I recommend it to everybody I know who asks me what they should back up with. I still highly recommend that you back up with something locally if you can. But I also recommend that you just drink one less cup of coffee per month and you set up your computer from any chance of, losing your, I mean, if you were ever to lose your computer or something were to happen to it, you can at least have peace of mind for $5 a month that your computer is going to be backed up, right? Which is really great. So I recommend it. I want to thank them for sponsoring us. But aside from them sponsoring us, I really like what they do. I really like how it works. Super simple, super easy. Hope that helps.